Hi, my name is Qinghua Li. For your convenience, you can call me Li. Actually, yesterday I joined the Miss Bob Proctor's 5 days formula for freedom, 5 lens of freedom training. And they have this homework. I better share with you because I believe it's very important. It's Earl Nightingale's Lead the Field, the Magic Word attitude. Of course, here, when we listen, it said it's an Earl Nightingale because, now I'm just share with you. And he mentioned this recording is a magic word. It's the first of 12 you will receive in the series titled How You Can Lead the Field in the Modern World. Before we started, I'd like you to know that I'm not going to try to tell you how to live your life. That's none of my business, nor is anybody else. Business. That's your business. Nor is this Lead the Field program. It's a collection of pleasantries, platitudes, or Pollyanna. It is a summation of more than 20 years of research on one subject, and that is why do some people do so well in life, while so many more do not. And the first things let's talk about is a magic word. The experts call it the most important word as far as the results we get from life are concerned in this or any other language, and that word is attitude. It is our attitude towards a life which will determine life's attitude towards us. Let's face the fact, honestly, that we shape our own lives, and the shapes of them will be determined by our attitude. As a person with a poor attitude towards learning, for example, isn't going to learn much until he changes his attitude. If we take the attitude that we cannot do something, we generally will not do it. The attitude of failure and were whipped before we started. So we know then that what we received from life, what we accomplished or failed to accomplish, is due in large measure to our overall attitude. William James of Howard University put it this way: the greatest discovery of our generation is that human beings can alter their lives by alter their attitude of mind. And isn't it wonderful that we have this measure of control? Before we started talking about our attitude toward the world, let's talk about our attitude towards ourselves. Since it is the attitude we talk towards ourselves which determines our attitude towards the world. Now right here we come to a rather strange fact. We are so familiar with ourselves, we tend to take ourselves for granted. We tend to minimize the things we can accomplish, the goals we can reach, and for some equally stranger reason, believe others can accomplish things in our field which we cannot. They are literally meanings of human beings living in narrow, darkened, frustrated lives, living defensively simple because they take a doubt attitude toward themselves and as a result towards life in general. Many people are suspicious of any opposite change. Yet change is one thing in life on which we can absolutely come to. People who stay young all the years of their lives not only welcome the change, but see it for what it really is. New opportunity, new chances for further fulfillment. Attitude is a reflection, a result of a person's will. It is incalculably Sorry, I think my pronunciation here is wrong. It's incalculably powerful. It can bring out marvelous results for us, but we need to train it patiently day by day. Now let's talk about the attitude of people who are successful. The top 5% of people who go sailing through life from one success to another, and who even When they failed at something, shrug it off and head right out again. No matter who the person is or what he does, men and women in sales, business, executive people in all the professions, wives and mothers, students, top people in the armed forces, public servants, men and women in the service of religion, working men and working women in all fields of endeavor. Whenever you find a person do an outstanding job and getting outstanding results, you will find a person with the right kind of attitude. These people take the attitude towards themselves and they can accomplish what they send out to accomplish. That there's no good reason on earth why they cannot be competent, successful. They have a healthy attitude towards themselves and as a result towards life and the things they want to accomplish, and because of this they achieve some remarkable things and they come to be called successful, outstanding, brilliant, lucky, and a lot of other things. They are quite frequently no more brilliant or outstanding than the majority of the people by whom they are surrounded, but they did develop the right attitude. And they found their accomplishments not too difficult, and many times surprisingly simply because it seems that so few are really trying, really believe in themselves. Successful people come in all shapes and sizes and in widely varying degrees of intelligence background, and so on. But they all have one thing in common: they expect more good out of their life than bad. They expect to successful more than they fail. If you want something worthwhile, take the attitude that there are a lot of more reasons why you can have it than there are that you cannot, and send it out to earn it, go after it, work it, ask for it, and 9 times out of 10 you will get it. Our environment is really a mirror of our mental attitude. If we don't like our environment, we have to change our attitude. To change our attitude first. Now, the word plays no favors. It's impersonal. It doesn't care whether we change or not. Adopting a good health attitude towards life doesn't affect the world and the people in it nearly as much as it affects us. It would be impossible to even estimate the numbers of jobs which have been lost, the numbers of promotions missed, the numbers of sales not made, numbers of marriages is ruined by poor attitudes. But you can number in the millions the jobs which are held but hated, the marriages which are tolerated but unhappy, all because of the people who are waiting for the world and others to change toward them. Instead of being big enough and wise enough to at least make a test which will prove beyond any shadows of a doubt where most at least a big part of the trouble lies. Here, see, I have those notes. I told you guys what I learned, right? But when I do those screenshot, I have a feeling this is supposed to be lives, not lies. But anyways, like I said, wherever you learn, you want important thing for you. Don't like it just picking on the person who you want to learn. You want to get essence from them, right? Anyways, here, studies made of the lives of literally thousands of successful people have shown that they radiate confident assurance, they expect successful, and they get success. You can spot these people by the way they walk, by the way they look and act. You can feel it about them. When they enter the room, they may be short and fat or tall or thin or any combination in between, but they have about them the attitude of success. And he mentioned in another record, talking about greener pastures, but I believe here We just continue saying, I get into this next statement, but right now I want to realize if you don't relate that in 5 years or less, you can get right to the top of the work you're not doing. Basically, here I believe he suggests do what he does, right? I know this, but the important question here is, do you know this? The minute you do know it, you will have the right attitude I'm talking about. The easiest and the most effective means of forming good attitude habits is to beginning act as though you have a good, positive, expectant attitude toward the life. That's right. Begin right now and walk, act, and look as though you belong to this group. If you're already in the top 5%, you know what I mean. If you never tried it, you will be amazed at what happens. Actions trigger feelings. Justice feelings trigger actions. Now, let me tell you a little bit test you can make, which will prove beyond any shadow of a doubt that good attitude can change a person's life as dramatically as walking from the darkened room into the bright, clear light of the day. Not long ago, I read the line which went, life is dull only to dull people. This is true, but it also could have read life is interesting only to interest people, or the life is successful only to successful people. And what I'm trying to say is that you must first become mentally from the attitude standpoint. That which you wish to achieve a famous here he mentioned someone, I think, interview one of the famous restaurateurs, like when he when he did become successful, and he replies, I was successfully when I was sleeping on the park benches because I knew what I want to do, and then I would do it. In short, his attitude had been one of the successful, expecting success long before the materialistic tangible reward of success had been earned. We will get into this particular because basically he mentioned they're going to introducing more. But here I just try to get you the most thing is like he said the person must act, look, because of these things, feel successful before the success he sees can come. Chances are, you know people who seem to be what others call luck. All kind of good and wonderful things seem to happen to them, and to give the impression of happily sailing through life, having a wonderful time and getting more accomplished in the year than most people do in 5. This has been figured out fairly scientifically, and if anyone will consciously go above the test, I'm going to recommend and stay with this every day for the next 30 days without fail, that person can join this small, happy, and extremely productive group of people. You will find himself becoming lucky, as they say, and most of his problem will pretty well take care of themselves of this. You can be sure the result will be nothing short of amazing. Now it is no difference how good a person's attitude has been in the past. Anything can be improved upon, and it is small refinements upon something already good that makes it great. So basically here he tried to tell you it doesn't matter what you did before, but you can always improve it. So he said for the next 30 days, ask toward the world everything and everyone with whom you come in contact with, the attitude which represents the kind of result you want to achieve. That is, if the result you want is more successful in what you are doing, act as though you are already in possession of the success you seek. If you want others to treat you with admiration and respect, treat others with admiration and respect first. Have you ever stopped to think of this? Every human being on earth is the most important human being on earth as far as he or she is concerned. You may never get anyone to admit it, but it is fact. So for the next 30 days, treat every person with whom you come in contact as the most important person on earth. Remember, as you do that, so that as far as that person is concerned, he is. Now, the reason I say treat everyone in this fashion is mainly because this is the way human beings ought to treat each other, and because it will help you form a habit that will bring you amazing and delightful result for the rest of your life. Have you ever noticed that the higher you go in any organization of value, the nicer people seem to become? You see, the bigger person, the easier it is to talk to him, to get along with him, to do business with him. You know why it is? Because he's got a good attitude. And the people with the best attitude just naturally gravitate toward the top. So for the next 30 days, act towards others in the world at large in exactly the same manner you want the world in others to act towards you. Treat your wife or husband as a person he or she really is, the most important person in your life. The same with children. Carry after in the words each morning for 30 days the kind of attitude you would have it if you were the most successful human being on earth, and notice how it quickly develops into a habit. Attitude. When a person does this, he should realize he has already placed himself on the road to what he seeks. He is right now in the top 5 of the people in this or any other country. He has been prepared, ground, and planted the seed. He has made of himself as a magnet, an embodiment of that which he seeks. Before mantle can be cast into the desired shape, the mold, the expectation receptacle must first be fashioned before a building can be erected. The exact vision must be made and the foundation laid, and before the person can achieve the kind of life he wants, he must become that kind of individuals. He must think, act, talk, walk, and conduct himself in all of these affairs as would the person he wishes to become he is. Then actually the person and the things and that person would have and do will naturally come to him almost immediately. The chances will be noticed. Irritations that used to frustrate and annoy disappeared. When some less informed individuals gives you a bad time, stay on the track. When someone cut in front of you with his car or act in any other manners that shows his ignorance and lack of courtesy, don't permit yourself to drop to his level. Pity him, for that's what he really deserves. That's a very group a person doesn't want to belong to, and if he acts like them, well, let's face it, he belongs with him. There's nothing in the world that men, women, and children want and need more than the feeling that they are important and that they are needed and respected, and they will give their lives, their affection, their respect, and their business to the person who feels this need. So the magic word is attitude. And in summing up a few points to keep in mind, 1. It is our attitude at the beginning of the task which most than anything else will affect its successful outcome. 2. It is our attitude towards life which determines life's attitude towards us. 3. We are independent. It is impossible to succeed without others. And it is our attitude towards others which will determine their attitude towards us. 4. Before a person can achieve the kind of life he wants, he must become that kind of individual. He must think, act, talk, walk, and conduct himself in all of his affairs as would the person he wishes to become. 5. The higher you go in any organization of value, the better will be the attitude you will find. 6. Your mind can hold only one thought at a time and thinks there's nothing at all to be gained by being negative. Be positive. 7. The deepest craving of a human being is to be needed. to feel important, to be appreciated. Give it to them and they will return to you. 8. Look for the best in new ideas. As someone said, I've never met a person I wouldn't learn something from. 9. Don't waste valuable time broadcasting personal problems. It probably won't help you. It cannot help others. 10. Don't talk about your health unless it's good. 11. Radiates the attitude of well-being, of confidence of a person who knows where he's going. This will inspire those around you, and you will find good things will begin happen to you. 12. Lastly, for the next 30 days, treat everyone with whom you come in contact as the most important person on earth. If you do this for 30 days, you will do it for the rest of your life. See, listen to this. Every 30 days, you do this for 30 days, you acting like what you want to become. So I hope you guys liked it, but if you like, please share. So attitude is a magic word. We need to change the attitude in order the word change to us, right? Talk to you guys soon.